Have you ever found yourself staring at your screen, fingers poised over the keyboard, haunted by a nagging feeling of not being good enough? Have you ever felt like everyone else seems to be writing flawless code while you're struggling, believing that any minute now, they'll discover you're a fraud? Have you ever asked yourself, am I good enough to be a programmer? You're not alone. This lurking shadow, this persistent doubt, it has a name, Imposter Syndrome, and it touches more of us in the programming world than you might think. This fear can have a significant negative impact on your ability to excel as a programmer. Remember this, fear is false evidence appearing real. So let's talk about Imposter Syndrome. Let's dig into why it's so common in our field, and most importantly, let's arm ourselves with strategies to banish this feeling and embrace our true potential. What is Imposter Syndrome? It was first identified by psychologists Pauline Clance and Suzanne Imes in 1978. It's a psychological pattern in which an individual doubts their skills, their talents, or their accomplishments, and has a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. This is not a disorder, but rather a phenomenon experienced by many individuals across many fields, including programming. In the programming world, imposter syndrome can manifest as feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and a fear of being labeled an imposter, despite evidence of your current skills, your ability to grow, learn, and improve. Programmers sometimes feel they don't deserve their success or high position, and attribute it to luck, timing, or deceiving others into thinking they're smarter and more competent than they really are. What factors contribute to this feeling of imposter syndrome in programmers? Number 1, the vastness and rapidly evolving nature of the field. New languages, frameworks, and tools continuously emerge, and it's impossible to know about all of them. This can make programmers feel they're falling behind or not as competent as their peers. Number 2, comparisons with others. Programmers are often working in teams or in public spaces like GitHub, where their work can be compared to others. Seeing others' work can lead to feelings of inadequacy, especially if they perceive them to be more skilled or experienced. High-stakes work. Programming often involves creating things that others rely on, and mistakes can have significant repercussions, further amplifying self-doubt. What if my code breaks a production website? What if I introduce a security flaw? What if? Number 4, perfectionism. The drive to write perfect code can feed into the syndrome, as it's often an unrealistic standard. Even the best programmers of all time have made mistakes, and that's how they learned. Overcoming imposter syndrome involves changing one's mindset and behavior over time. These are the steps you can take. Number 1, acknowledge your feelings. Recognize when you're feeling this way and understand that many others experience the same feelings. Number 2, celebrate your accomplishments. Keeping a record of your successes and periodically reviewing them can help reinforce your competence and growth. Reflecting on these when you're feeling like an imposter can help bolster your confidence. 3, seek support. Share your feelings with trusted colleagues, mentors, or friends. They may share similar experiences or provide reassurance. They might be where you currently are. 4, but on the flip side, stop caring about what other people think about you. When you put too much value into what others think, you start seeking validation. Seeking validation beyond a healthy constructive limit is defined as attention-seeking behavior, and this will cause you to further feel like an imposter if the feedback you're getting isn't healthy, constructive feedback. 5, stop comparing yourself to others. Everyone has different skills, experiences, and learning paths. Comparisons usually only lead to self-doubt and perpetuate feelings of fraudulence. Focus on your growth and your progress rather than comparing yourself to others. Also remember, you see your struggles, but never see the struggles other programmers have. We live in a society where people only show their successes and hardly ever show their failures. When you compare yourself to others who seem to always succeed at whatever they do, it can be hard to have realistic expectations of oneself. Me personally, I've been programming for over a decade, and I still struggle. 6, embrace lifelong learning. The tech field is vast and constantly evolving. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by what you don't know, Embrace the opportunity to learn new things and recognize that even the most experienced programmers have to continue learning. 7. Understand that it's okay to fail. Mistakes are a natural part of the learning process, not proof of incompetence. 8. Reframe failure. Try to see them as a chance to learn and improve. It took Thomas Edison thousands of attempts to create the light bulb before he finally accomplished his goal. Imagine if he gave up right before he succeeded. 9. Separate feelings from fact. Just because you may feel inadequate doesn't mean you are. Feelings are often not a true reflection of your abilities. We often become a victim of our own feelings. 10. Have faith. Believe in yourself. Before you can overcome imposter syndrome, you need to develop a healthy sense of self. You need to truly believe deep down in your core that you are capable. At first, it might seem unnatural, but if you make it your mission to develop a healthy sense of self and overcome that feeling of insecurity about your skills, then you will realize that you're not an imposter. Now, I'm not saying to lie to yourself and believe that you're better than you really are. What I am saying is, don't lie to yourself by thinking you're not good enough or not able to improve. Having self-belief is not lying. Believing in yourself is recognizing the fact that you have the ability to get better at whatever you put real effort in. You are worthy. You have to embrace a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset. A growth mindset and a fixed mindset are two different belief systems or attitudes that people have towards their abilities and intelligence. These mindsets were introduced by psychologist Carol Dweck and have since been widely studied and talked about in the fields of psychology and education. A fixed mindset refers to the belief that one's abilities, talents, and intelligence are fixed traits and cannot be changed or developed significantly. People with a fixed mindset tend to believe that their skills and capabilities are predetermined, and they have a tendency to avoid challenges, give up easily, or feel discouraged when faced with obstacles. They may also perceive effort as fruitless since they believe that their abilities are fixed, leading them to avoid putting in the necessary work to improve and learn. On the other hand, a growth mindset is the belief that intelligence, abilities, and skills can be developed and improved through dedication, effort, and continuous learning. Individuals with a growth mindset embrace challenges, persevere in the face of setbacks, and view failure as an opportunity for learning and growth. They believe that with effort and the right strategies, they can develop their abilities and achieve their goals. Some of the key differences between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset are: view of intelligence. Those with a fixed mindset believe that intelligence is fixed, while individuals with a growth mindset see intelligence as malleable and expandable through effort. Response to challenges. People with a fixed mindset tend to shy away from challenges or give up easily when faced with difficulties. In contrast, those with a growth mindset embrace challenges, see them as opportunities for growth, and are more likely to persevere. Attitude towards effort. Individuals with a fixed mindset may believe that effort is not valuable because they think abilities are fixed. They may avoid putting in extra effort since they believe it won't make a difference. In contrast, those with a growth mindset understand that effort is necessary for improvement, and they're willing to put in the work. Response to failure. Those with a fixed mindset often interpret failure as a reflection of their lack of ability and tend to take it personally. It may discourage them and make them less likely to try again. In contrast, individuals with a growth mindset view failure as an opportunity for learning and resilience. They see setbacks as temporary and believe they can learn from their mistakes and improve. Success of others. People with a fixed mindset may feel threatened or envious of others, especially when they succeed, since they see it as evidence of inherent talent. In contrast, those with a growth mindset are inspired by the success of others and see it as a source of motivation and learning. It's important to remember that most people have a mix of both mindsets in different areas of their lives. Cultivating a growth mindset has been associated with greater resilience, motivation, and the willingness to take on challenges. Remember, it's completely normal to have moments of doubt. The key is not to let those moments prevent you from pursuing your goals and reaching your full potential. You're not an imposter, and you're definitely not alone.